Hey YouTube, MrRampro here, and I wanted to give you guys a quick review on a Microtech Ultratech. This is the first Microtech that I've purchased, and you can see the outer sleeving of the box here on the screen. There's their logo, Advanced Knife Technology, made in the United States, which is always awesome here. Some pretty cool graphics on the box. You do have some literature here on the back of the box, pretty much about what the company, has started and what it's about, something like that. Actually, I haven't even read it, so I got the knife and didn't look too much at this part. But the part I did pay attention to was the inside sleeve that comes out of your little deer. This is actually the box that holds your knife. And you've got a caution sharp edge, which is cool. I like it when factories sharpen their knives before they give them to me. There's a couple that don't do that. And here is a maintenance little card. This is really, it's got your warranty information and a lot of maintenance stuff. The only thing that I would recommend reading on this would be your cleaning and lubrication notes here, because this does have internal moving parts, and the last thing you want to do is have to worry about how to get into these proprietary screws or risk taking this thing apart. This is going to be a pain in the tail. And without further ado, here's the knife that we're talking about. I also wanted to let you know that if you're not familiar with Microtech and the fact that these are switchblades, that might shock you slightly. Shouldn't. Hopefully, if you're Googling this, you already know what you're looking into, or YouTubing it, if you will. This is the Ultratech 2, and made by Microtech. So, I say Ultratech 2, I don't think that's actually right. I think it's just Ultratech. The Black Standard Edition, and says TE, I can't remember, I used to know all these things. I'm going to say Tanto Edge or something like that. You hear that? We'll go over why we have that here in a second. But this is an OTF switchblade, so it's OTF stands for out the front, and it's a double action, which means that it goes in and goes out with the push of a button. So you see, push the button out, push the button in. Now I also want to hit really quick too that how much force it takes for me to push the button before the blade actually comes out. And that's quite a bit of force too. I'll let you see it from the side. Dang. Jeez. Guess it was the angle behind this camera. But either way, there's quite a bit of force required to pull these things back. And honestly, it's quite hard. Some of these things are stiffer than others. If you get on it, you can kind of get in there fairly quick, and get it going. But it honestly does take a little bit of force. I know a lot of people, including myself when I first looked into getting this knife, were kind of scared of the fact that it could go off in your pocket. This honestly takes quite a bit of force to push off. And I can sit here and do this, and you can see all the way up to the end before it goes. So that's actually a little bit of a safety factor in my opinion. The fact that it's not going to go off like that. And you also have a little bit of safety in the fact that you have a derail system in it. So what we're going to do is hopefully this thing will play ball with us today. There it goes. Now you notice that the blade didn't fully extend. Well, why is that? It's loose inside, and there's a safety feature in here, so you can't stick it up to somebody's belly or up to a vest or whatever and push it and it'll go through anything, through a wall or whatever, and risk damaging your knife or damaging the tip of the blade or whatever, or the internals. So you have a derail system built into it. Now if this happens, all you have to do is pull it all the way out, give it a tug, you'll hear it click back in, and then you're right back into business again. So that's pretty sweet. I really liked that, and I didn't see that on some of the cheaper models, so I really was happy to go with this. Your price point on this thing is going to be, I think, a little over $200 if I'm not mistaken, or maybe right at $200, somewhere right around there. Now, the ergonomics, it's a pretty straight-handled knife, so it's not a conventional knife really, as far as what I'm used to with the folding, blade and stuff like that. So the ergonomics are kind of excusable. The blade shape here, you do have a Tanto with a swedge up top, and primarily just used for opening packages. You know, I don't want to risk cutting fruit or doing all my EDC tasks with it just because I don't want the internals damaged. You do have a fairly decent edge on it when you get it. I've used it so the edge is kind of off a little bit. You can see here how thick that blade actually is. It's a really thick blade. A really fast blade too. I really like how they did this. I don't like the proprietary screws, but in my opinion, they're almost a necessity. Because you're going to have people taking this darn thing apart, and they're going to be sent in for messing it up and all that kind of thing. And in all honesty, I might be tempted myself if these proprietary screws weren't here. So, on that, I'll reverse my statement that I don't like them and say that I do like them, and it's going to, you know, stop me from taking them apart one day. They are domed up to spikes. You can't really see them. Let's see. They kind of go up to a dull spike there, so you can kind of see that against my finger. And we'll throw a box back there. You can see how it kind of goes up to a spike here. Really soft though, nothing major. I will tell you though, this is not very soft, and this could be, you know, part of your impact tool or something like that, but this is not very soft, and this would be the one hit that I have. The pocket clip is nice and strong, the finish on the handle seems to be holding up, the blade retention's good inside, and the, you know, the force you have to use to shoot the blade out seems to be good. But when this thing is sitting in your pocket, this darn end, like this glass breaker, I think is how they label it, but impact tool or whatever it may be, is extremely sharp, and I really don't like the fact of how sharp it is. I thought about rounding it off. They do make replacement, you know, beads with it. In my opinion, for the price point, they can include one of those beads with it, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. I thought about just finding a basic screw, you know, maybe something I could polish up myself and add to it. But I don't like that for carry. You got it clipped in your pocket. You can imagine reaching your hand in your pocket. You're going to hit that little sharp side right there. Overall, pretty cool. Of course, check your laws with this kind of knife because it's not 100% legal, you know, everywhere you go. I'm doubting the TSA is going to be extremely happy if you roll into the airport with that, but you probably won't be able to get around, you know, anywhere else. I don't think you'll be searched for it, you know, like just randomly searched for it, but they'll probably be searching you for something else because you were speeding or smoking pot in an open street somewhere or something, and get searched and they'll find this on your person. So, you know, I'd be extremely careful just where I carried it. This really doesn't go anywhere with me. Usually stays here at the house. I might carry it, you know, on a small trip here or there. But overall, quality's really nice, and I think it's something that you guys might enjoy. They do have a couple of different options available. I've got a zombie version that I might be picking up here in a little while. Just depends on, I don't know. I got to justify the price on it just because of the fact that you're talking $200 for this. I can play with this one while I'm watching my TV, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, you guys get one, let me know, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks a lot for watching.